Hey everybody, you know the drill, top 5 decks that'll help you climb the standard ladder if you're looking to climb without spending an arm and a leg. This is 5 decks below 5,000 dust. We definitely need a mini set right now. We need it super fast. Not because there's a stagnation, but it's just the decks that I'm going through and reviewing for this video, I'm noticing there's a lot of duplication. Tried to switch things up a little bit based on this past 7 days, and I do have a deck in here that I haven't talked about before, so there's some cool things that we'll be doing. But yeah, I'd love to see the mini set soon. And listen, for a budget player, saving the gold to get the mini set with gold is a smart play. It's very good value. You're getting multiple legendaries, you're getting something for all of the classes and a couple of neutrals, and it's something that you should be considering as you're playing. So going through the win rates, we see Druid, Paladin, Warrior, not much change. Rogue is climbing up. Demon Hunter is still low. We've talked about it. I do not want to bore you with the details here. To go through the meta right here, listen, hsreplay.net is an amazing service. If you're not buying premium, you're silly to be doing that. So what I normally do is I like to look at the popularity section of the meta overview just to go over what I'm seeing or what everybody else is seeing as the top played archetypes wherever I am on the rank walls. And it shows you right here, it's a lot of Treant Druid, it's a lot of Plague Death Knight, and it's a lot of Mining Rogue. That is the case too as you go through, even past Silver and Gold. It's still the same thing. It's going all the way up. So these three are dominant. Cool thing is, you know, the Treant Druid is super cheap. I'm going to talk about it today, even though I've talked about it multiple times before. This is the deck that you would want to play if you do not have a lot of dust, a lot of gold to be buying. It's 1,480 dust for this specific deck, and it's got a 64.3% win rate. Matchups on it are just amazing. Look at this. Blood Death Knight. Easy to beat that. Dragon Druid, Arcane Hunter, it's super good. You're gonna have some problems with Paladin. You're not really gonna have any other problems besides Naga Priest, but listen, there's not a lot of people playing Naga Priest right now. The popularity is 4.2%, so you shouldn't see a lot of that. As we're going through this, so the deck is not difficult, but it's also not super simple to where it's easy to play. It is super cheap though, which is cool. One of the things that we want to go ahead when I look at the overview here is we're trying to build boards with as many minions as possible so we can get cultivation out. And then Soul of the Forest, we want that on there too. That'll continuously have the death rattles, summon a 2/2 Treant. Cultivation is where we have it. And then it's just before you know it, your board is huge and you're just smacking your opponent in the face. I personally think that in terms of simplicity, Dragon Druid is much better play style, but it's a lot easier to play, excuse me, but it is something that is just dominating all of the ladders right now, no matter what. So I'll link all of the deck codes in the description below. Definitely keep a lookout for this. I mean, listen, it's very cheap for you to be able to play this. It's a good deck. Next one is Hunter, and this is a different Hunter. I've never seen this before. It's at 4,760 dust, and it's a 69.4% win rate. There's not a ton of games about this, and I saw it, and I was like, wow, this is something different. This is a Beast Hunter deck, and it's got Awakening Tremors, Batty Guest, Jeweled Macaw. There's a lot of beasts in here, and the synergies look like it's because of the Absorbent Parasite, which is magnetic and rush and can magnetize to mechs or beast. This is good. It also gives you a 3/1, whatever you magnetize in. Barrel of Monkeys. Frenzied Fangs is a good card that I've been playing a lot more when I'm playing Hunter. I didn't like it at first when it first came out, but it's smart. 2/1 bats, and if you infuse it, give them 1/2. Messenger Buzzard, we've seen and we've talked before. Draw a beast, give minions in your hand +1/+1. You want this. You want to be hitting this as early as possible. And the next one here, Observer Miss. After you summon a minion with more attack than this, give all friendly minions +1 attack. You build a board and you use these synergies to just make really strong board states. Saddle Up. summon a random beast that cost 3 or less with your death rattle so you could pull out items that you need. Bovine Skeleton is this has 4 or more attacks, summon a Bovine Skeleton. So these are all just, like I said, it's beast synergy. This is the one, there's 2 of them that I have not seen a lot of. Twisted Frostwing, which is a rush, and the death rattle is summon a Chimera with stats equal to this minion's attack. This is a good card, especially if you're magnetizing it, especially if you're using any of the buffs on it, and then also Shadehound. I haven't seen this in forever. Shadehound is whenever this attacks, give your other beasts +2/+2. And if you infuse 3 beasts, it gains rush. So you're building huge boards and you're just taking out your opponent's boards, and you're also taking out your opponent in the face. And then obviously Agumar rounds this out. There's not a lot of games that I've seen collected on HS Replay about this deck. But just like I talked about Cleave Hunter before, and yes, Cleave Hunter was a little bit more expensive, and it didn't really fall in the budget decks category. It's very powerful. It's very strong. It is being played right now, and it has a very good win rate. This is the same. I think that we'll see more of this as a budget deck player does not have a lot of Hunter decks that they can play. This is something that you can absolutely use. 4,760 dust. Next up, Elemental Mage. I'm bringing this up again because it came back. I saw it. I thought it was a great deck. I started looking a couple of days afterwards, and it just kind of dropped off, and now it's back again. And this deck is really cool. It synergizes very well with, obviously, Elementals because it's an Elemental Mage, and it's a lot cheaper than Rainbow Mage. So it's 1,620 dust, and the win rates are 62.4%, and it's just Elementals. Everything in this deck is Elementals, and the cool thing is, it synergizes with everything else. You also have Frozen Touch, which deals 3 damage and then adds 1 to your hand if you infuse it. You've got Prismatic Elemental, which discover a spell from any class to give you additional spells. And then Rolling Stones, Molten Runes. Oh, this is a good one. Molten Rune is a very good card for 3 mana, especially if you forge it. Deal 3 damage, get a random spell. When you forge it, you get to do it twice. This is a very good deck. And it will help you get through at least bronze and maybe silver and maybe gold or what have you very cheaply. 1,620 dust. It has Agwyn the Guardian, which the next minion you draw inherits these powers. When I see this one, the Death Rattle, I don't know if this one works. I think it's good. I would consider throwing another elemental in there if you do not have or do not want to play this card. I just didn't see it working a lot on the card stats that I saw. And the next thing is Taint Remnant. If you played an elemental last turn, deal 7 damage randomly split between all enemies. It's a good card, but I don't see the payoff being there. So my opinion is mess around with this deck with the elementals that you have, maybe some of the other minions that would synergize with elementals greatly. This is a cool deck to play. It's a 62.4%, and if you want to play Mage but you don't have the funds for Rainbow or any of the higher end like Secret Mage or what have you, play this deck. Next up, Sludge Warlock. I've mentioned it before. It's 4,340 dust. It's higher on the dust category here, but it's at 60.2% win rate. And this is Sludge Warlock. You're trying to get those Barrel of Sludges working out and have as many as possible in your deck. You have Tome Tampering, which people hate this deck, hate this card. Trolley Problem. Discard your lowest cost spell, summon 2 3/3 tram cards with rush, and then if you quick draw, don't discard. So never keep that in your mulligan. You've got Popcar, you've got Waste Remover. Again, you're trying to get as many Barrel of Sludges in your in your deck, and then Waste Remover, bottom 3 cards of your deck will be exploded, and they'll be gone. And then, listen, you also have Steam Cleaner, so destroy all cards in players' decks that didn't start there. So this will help you blow them up. Remember, the Barrel of Sludges will go ahead, and they will be very strong unless the opponent has a bunch of stuff on board. So try to clear their board while you're also using those Barrel of Sludges. Last up, Dragon Druid, and this is my favorite deck right now that I've been playing. It's at 2600 dust. It's a 66.9% win rate. It's fun, it's simple, there's not a lot of thought on this. You know, in terms of playing the deck, you're just going and you're looking for Splish Splash Whelp to gain an empty mana crystal. You're looking to have Snapdragon that gives all your Battlecry minions in your deck +1/+1, which helps synergizes with all of them in your deck. Yes, this is not a dragon, but having 3 minions on the board that are taunt and 2 3s are not bad. And then you have Dragon Golem as well. Try to put this in there and put this out on the board when you have a lot of dragons in your hand. There's a bunch of combinations of the Dragon Druid. When you go through the listing, there's a ton of different decks for this specific archetype, so you do not have to sit with one tried and true. You can mess around with this a lot. You can also, if you do have some of the Dragon Druid legendaries, you could put this in as well. My deck is a little bit more modified, but it is a little bit more expensive, but this one is a good win rate for, you know, for 2600 dust. That's it. Like I said, we should have the mini set announcement soon. We should get it very soon. The Heroic Tavern Brawl is probably done within the next couple of days, and maybe we'll start seeing some news about it. If you're looking to play this game without spending a lot of money, that is the best value for your gold or your dollars. I would absolutely consider it. And even if you don't use all the cards, there's some extra dust there for you. What we normally do here is we'll have the gold already played for it. All we have to do is buy it with gold, and then if we don't need any of those cards, so let's say, you know, not playing Priest or not playing this one, we could just use those dusted cards really quick and have some extras for the classes that we do play. So it's a good value. I will see you guys in the next video.